Digital migration happened a while back and obviously brought us certain tangible benefits. It improved the way of broadcasting in this country from what the mainstream were doing. When you look at the Vision 2030 that my friend Director Ngari has alluded to earlier, it helped improve our agenda of creating an informed and knowledgeable society. So digital TV station have played a major role towards us achieving that. So I see some challenges around technology. The investment that has been put into technology that now needs, over 10 years ago, that now needs to be relooked at. I see some challenge around content. The few times I flip onto some of your channels are largely Nairobi-centric. You'll switch on and somebody's talking about traffic on Ngong Road, and maybe it's covering Eldoret or Busia, and where I will expect for you to be telling us the challenges of traffic in Busia town or in Kakamega town or Bungoma. So I see largely that we are still very Nairobi city centric. Of course, there are a few of you that are out there, and that would maybe explain the challenges that you may be facing. But there are opportunities to create content across the country that will support, because a lot of our content is international. A lot of our content at the moment that we play is international. I don't know whether it's cheap, but there's an opportunity for us to develop our own content and maybe work with our studio machinery to see what is coming out of those studios that can be used on your channels and help build creativity, help create employment through our youth that are looking for opportunities.
For media, your primary revenue source is advertising. And advertisers need to be able to know that they are able to reach their customers, the customers that they want to attract, to sell products to, or whatever information that they want to. So it's critical that the advertiser understands who your customer is. And yes, we now have digital platforms. That means we have a lot of broadcasters, but do we have a profile of each one and how each one is doing? It's interesting to see that you're now aggregating, you're coming together to form a larger group, but still the bottom line is going to be, is your company able to demonstrate to advertisers who your audience is? The second fact I want to share with you is that the CEOs of these big four that you're talking about have been talking to me again about the same rates, even though they have their own network. They still use Signet and PAN, and they're still complaining about the cost. Which means, as a country, we're not advertising enough. As a country, we're not informing our citizens, our customers enough. Because if we were, then they would be paying a lot more money. They would be advertising a lot more. But so long as they're not doing that, then we will be looking at the costs and costs and costs.
I think there are no quick fixes to these things until we get our country back to the rule of law. And where we cannot blame the president or the deputy or the politicians, it has to begin with us. Just by observing the basic manners and being civil, being kind to one another, forgiving one another when we are wrong, when we make mistakes, saying thank you when somebody helps you, glorifying the values of hard work, resilience, trust, honesty, because these are the things that are lacking. When we focus our content to show that cheating, to show that cutting corners, that's why I have an issue with betting and gambling, because it promotes the narrative that there are quick fixes to life, that there are other ways of making money. Kwa chua chapa. There is nothing like that in life. I was taught by my mother to dirty my hands, make money, and I enjoy it even if it's not a lot of money. But the concept of success that the media projects, I think is not helping the cause of this country. And I've just tweeted you asking those who are tweeting that to change Kenya, we must have a conversation about the media we want.
But I was just seated one day with a guy from Airtel, and they were advertising this Bamba 20. Then I asked them, why are you using English to advertise Bamba 20? And it is not, get to my mind. Because you are using a language which my shushu who actually consumes that Bamba 20 don't understand. Because the person who consumes Bamba 20, they don't know English. They would need to be told that Bamba 20 in the language they understand best, and that is the vernacular. The guy who spends 1,000 shillings to buy their airtime, they will not tune in to Kikamba TV. They will listen to Citizen. They will listen to KBC. They will listen to KTN. But the shushu who consumes that Bamba 20. No. So it's a waste. And these big companies, they do not want to advertise with the small televisions. They want to go to KTN. They want to go to KBC. They want to go to Nation, the big four. The government itself, it does not want to advertise with the small television, but thanks to Nga. Because when the guy came in, they said, you know what, I think these small televisions and small radios, the vernacular radios, they have some messages to the people we need to reach. And actually, let me say this, I'm talking as a politician. It came open to small televisions because actually we push it and we say, you know, you want to send your message to the people who want to elect you. And we can tell them with the language they understand. That's how Ketuku came in.